Young Thugs Brother Unfoonk has been sentenced to 9 years in jail after violating his plea deal, the agreements on the plea deal. He was pulled over by the cops. They smelled, some marijuana up in the car. Searched and also ended up finding a gun. So this is a violation of the parole that he's on under the plea deal. And because of this, the judge let him know you hadn't done any of the things you were supposed to do, gone to none of the meetings or whatever he agreed to go to, and done none of that. The judge wasn't even tripping off that. It was the fact that Unfoonk, in the judge's eyes, and in my eyes too, wasn't taking this, this probation serious and wasn't counting his blessings that he had to serve out the time on probation instead of being behind bars. He still had his freedom. And so judge said point blank, you got 9 years, hit that gavel, it's time to go. We on to the next one. And now this man, 9 years of his life being taken from him after he had already done 10 years prior to that for another crime. Now, I'm watching this dude and he looking upset and he looking hurt by it. And it just hit me, man. Like, so many, I know people like him who would have done that same thing, who just don't trip. Like, they don't even look at the fact that they blessed to be out and they already got the mindset of getting themselves right back into some trouble where something else could happen. And so, unfortunately for him, I don't wish prison on nobody, but we had to call stupidity out, man. And we got to let people know it's real life consequences. And a lot of people be thinking this stuff be games, man. This ain't no game for that judge. It ain't no game for the legal system. This is what it is. It's not even a big worry to them, but this is the rest of, or not the rest, but this is 10 years, 9 years of your life that's been taken away from you, man. When you was out in these streets, you shouldn't have been in no situation where you had a legal gun or anybody with a gun around you. You should have been in no situation where it's all marijuana smell being out there. You should have been watching everything. You should have been the most square dude that ever lived. Just, if for nothing else, just so you could be out free, man. I mean, this is ridiculous. It had been, 6 months? That was like 6 months ago when he took the plea deal and everybody thought he was snitching along with Gunner. But it was like 6 months ago. And now to see what's come from that is nothing. You right back in there. So it wasn't even no point in no plea deal. You shouldn't even did nothing where you was gonna be on probation for 10 years if you could not do it, man. If you was gonna continue to associate with the same people and live the same lifestyle and not think about what that was gonna do to you, then you shouldn't even done that, bro. Why even play with yourself? Because now look at you, over something stupid, over a gun, bro. Now the good thing is most likely because the crime wasn't that major. It was marijuana, he had a gun on him, but it wasn't like it was a victimless crime. He might end up only serving like 2 or 3 years out of that before he get out, hopefully. So that's a positive thing. And hopefully, if nothing else, it sucks that this happened, but he takes this as a learning experience. And hopefully some dudes, out in these streets, these young dudes or anybody, people who know him, just anybody around who see this and is going through something similar, look at this and get something from this and realize that they shouldn't be taking the court system and none of that stuff as a joke. Because if you get any type of blessing from them, you take advantage of that and you do what you got to do to get yourself good, man. Like, you a grown man. You did 10 years behind bars. You grown. Why would you put yourself in a situation where you could potentially do another 10? When you on probation, man, they waiting for it. They looking for an excuse to throw you back in. We all know how the prison system is, how jail system is. So they looking for an excuse to get you back up in them doors, man. Come on, and you with all these blessings that you received, with Young Thug being able to afford you good lawyers for you getting out, and you would do this to yourself, man, you must be tripping. And I ain't trying to beat up on nobody while they down, but you gotta call this type of stuff out. You gotta call this type of stupid behavior out. Man, we cannot be looking like this as a people or anybody, man. We cannot be out here making these type of stupid mistakes when it's costing us our lives, bro. Now, like I said, I'm not here to knock nobody down, but this has definitely got to be a learning experience for the youth. And hopefully that brother's learned something. If nothing else, silver lining is he learned something and grow from this.
It's the Wack-Ass Podcast. Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me.
Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me.
It's the Wack-Ass Podcast. Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me.
Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me.